a lot different from me, which is more career-driven, not relationship-oriented, even though she had a soft spot for her partner, Detective Jason Adams.
Actually, it was a great character to play. This guy's been in the force a while, he's seen a lot of things, he's obviously got a lot of experience, but he finds a great deal of frustration in this particular case. Nothing adds up. That's quite an interesting perspective to explore.
Being given a good scope with creativity on the film to push some boundaries with the types of shots we're going to try and get for it. I found working with IN Films is really good because they're willing to take on board a lot of input from me and from other people as far as the types of shots might work. And also just having such a great script with some intense scenes in it to really push some grittiness into the film itself.
Partnership I was in, there was the idea of an open relationship conversation, and I was thinking, what an interesting concept if you were in what would be a consequence or a gain from having an open relationship. So I explored those facets, and Hidden in Vicinity sort of became the story evolved from that first incubus of action, and keeping that theme into the consequence and evolving that became quite a fun little story to tell, and quite intriguing story to tell.
Sally is the constant victim, really, eager to please, a young woman that probably wants just a very basic, normal life, and finds a bit of danger in the character of Kyle Rhodes, and it's probably what definitely attracted her to him.
He's just a massive playboy, really. A well-known photographer, uses his work to meet women and all these hot models and so on, and it's a pretty good life, one I'd like to lead.
A private investigator who really is, I suppose, in an average Joe sense, is your normal day-to-day private investigator who's gone through that many cases, and it's sort of just a routine for him. But at some point, I think he stumbled across a case that has more to it than meets the eye, and it's not all what you actually see. He'll have to come up with a bit of a moral dilemma on a decision that he makes regarding the case, at some point. So, yeah.
Well, it has been a great learning curve, working with such a great crew as well as cast, and I haven't got such a great experience before, at uni as well, because I'm actually doing something non-film related, but I'm really passionate about film, and
it was a challenge, but I really enjoyed it.
The story is extremely well written, but it's gritty in such a way that it's very realistic, and so you do have those moments that are very emotional, you have moments that are quite thrilling and very dramatic, and that's something you don't often find in one entire project. So
I think overall it's going to really excel and push IN Films into the future with a much better catalogue of films that they can offer to people.
Doing different things, it was a huge jump. House of Hearts to Hidden in Vicinity, completely different films, and there's a whole showcase of new films that are going to be coming out shortly that are equally as challenging and as diverse. So,
he's sort of also been hurt, in the past, which is why he's like this, afraid of commitment, and that sort of thing. So that was kind of an attractive, appealing aspect of playing him.
Had lots of fun with the crew, and behind the scenes it's always a lot more than what you see in the film, and so we had a great team to work with.
Mostly an audience is going to leave this being particularly well entertained. They're going to see a great story. They're going to be following that story with questions, throughout each step. Maybe from my character's point of view, I'm sort of a pseudo-reflection of the audience's pursuit, of what's actually going on. And as they draw through to the end of the movie and they find that things might not have been the way they imagined, it's going to be quite a shock, as well as one of those moments where they go, wow, that was really good.
on a number of films I've done. This is the fourth feature I've done. I've always tried to be as collaborative as I can with the people involved, because we're all doing it, I believe, for the same purpose. We want to get to that same goal of an audience seeing the film, of us having an established career in this industry. And to do that, I think you need to give people the scope to help them to help themselves, and indie films like ours are great platforms for people to gain experience to do that. So I'm really proud of everyone I work with, and I select the crew and the cast in sort of on attitudes as much as I do on technical and ability for the film. So it's all about that collaboration motif they have as well.
Is that recording?
It's recording.
I mean, really, when they come across it initially, I mean, it's gonna be a bit of a whirlwind of emotion. You know, they'll initially be asking more questions than answers, and I think if you can get the audience to see that at the beginning, it'll capture the attention, you know, very quickly. So, but I'm hoping that that from a story point of view, that you know, there is a moral fibre. You know, do you actually have to get rid of someone to, you know, save many people? You know, it's pretty tricky. So it will get people thinking, for sure.
When I first read the script, I was totally blown away by how well it was written, and in terms of like it has many twists, as well as the plot is really unique in a way that I'm really hoping that the audience would be like totally blown away with how the entire story pans out, and it has like the mystery, the suspense, and it's a unique dark thriller which I've never seen before, like anywhere.
Hidden in Vicinity is not a film that you can easily relate to, in that it's something you can lose yourself in. I'd like to think that not everybody is as promiscuous and evil as the characters of HIV, so it's certainly something where you can sit down and get lost in it and enjoy so much about it. My favourite in particular was obviously the twist. I remember reading the script for the first time and sort of getting to the back page and then flipping back, you know, to the midsection, saying, how did I miss this? It was, yeah, pretty exciting.
Have an overview of everything, you know, so it was quite interesting to do that. But, you know, working with a great crew, and, you know, it kind of made it a whole lot easier. Working with really passionate people and people who knew exactly what they were doing all the time was just made it a lot easier.
Oh, the sound guy's really good too. You know, like that boom is almost like going to be poking my eye in a minute. I said the eye.
It's a must-watch, I could say.
Is sort of put into a few different situations in the film where she does have to step out of her comfort zone, and obviously to play that as an actor as well, that was really sort of challenging, because I'm sure I was equally as nervous as she would have been doing that with a few different things.
The fact that it's been shot locally in South Australia is a good start. You know, there's actually quite a strong sort of indie scene here, and, you know, to show a quality production like In Vicinity, you know, shows that there's really some quality filmmakers in this state.
Fundamentally, for me, it's a love story, because all the characters in it are love challenged. So it's exploring love and emotion in those contexts, but there's different actions people have in their definitions and their understandings of love. And so there's a lot of higher love, and there's a lot of protective love, and there's a lot of misled love, and it's just really, for me, a love story in a dark element of a dark sort of thriller. So it's an exciting story. So I think they'll enjoy a lot of it.